What up, everybody? You're listening to Minorly Important. Welcome to episode 3. Tonight, I'm Kevin Marlowe, and I'm joined here with my co-hosts, James Franke. How you doing, James?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What have you been up to this week?
Well, actually, last weekend I went to my first Comet home game since the passing of my father. So that was quite an experience.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it felt good to be back, but it was weird. But
Sure.
it's just talking about minor league sports. There's nothing like being there, though. It's so much more exciting in person.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Then we're also joined here by Colin Scholl. Colin, what are you up to, bud?
Oh, nothing much. Just another ending to a really great work week, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, buddy. I know what you mean. And we're also joined here by Ryan Baker. Ryan, what are you up to, man?
Oh, just living life one day at a time. Just had another great week of teaching and coaching.
Good for you, bud.
Just glad it's absolutely glad it's Friday.
Yeah, buddy. All right. And then last but certainly not least, Dylan Little. Dylan, what have you been up to, man? How's everything with the family?
Hey, man, not too much, man. Like, family's great. Just hanging out. Fortunately got a little bit of a cough going through the kids right now, so they're passing a cough back and forth. And when that happens, the parents eventually get it. So if I sound nasally, I apologize because I'm kind of sinusy. But
And goes through the whole house.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So only worry right now is there's some of the walking pneumonia going through around everywhere. I don't think it's that, but he's been coughing Oliver for quite a while, so a little worrisome when you have children when that cough comes around. But no, man, I'm just excited for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
The little ones are actually at that age where Christmas is actually a little bit more fun, where they actually understand what's happening, and So how about you, Kevin? What's up with you?
Not much, just the same. I'm excited for Christmas. I work in retail, so it is. Luckily, I'm on phone sales, but it's not. It's still crazy busy. But that leads me to a question here for you all. This is the last episode we'll have before Christmas, so I want to ask everybody's favorite Christmas tradition. Colin, we'll start with you.
Oh, I always got to go first. No, but I mean, just like Thanksgiving, Christmas to me isn't about the gifts or anything that you get from anybody. It's literally just spending time with family or getting together with family that you missed during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Christmas to me as a whole is
100%.
Oh, yeah.
probably one of the reasons why me and my family are so close. Back in the day when my dad's parents were still alive, they would come over to the house every Christmas morning for breakfast, and then we'd go over to their house later on that night to have their Christmas too. So it's literally all just about family.
Yeah.
And how close we are. That's pretty much all it means to me. Not only that, I just get to spend the rest of the day with the wife.
Yep. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Dylan, what about you, man?
Yeah, man. Let's see. My favorite tradition. Let's see. Growing up, when my grandma was still alive, my grandma and grandpa from my mom's side would always come over before we woke up, and then she would come down and jump on our beds and wake us up and say, "It's Christmas, get up!"
That's
Rest
awesome.
in peace, Grandma. But yeah, it was. That's probably my favorite memory and tradition that happened. Always loved that. We always had what was it, cinnamon rolls for breakfast too, so it's always that certain food that brings back those memories, and
Yep.
like
Smell
Colin
of
was
the food,
saying,
too.
yeah, right. But just like Colin was saying, it's all about family. So like I said, my mom's mom and dad would come over in the morning, and then about noon we'd head over to my dad's mom's, my other grandma, and see that side of the family all day,
Yeah.
basically from there until late, and just all about family, getting around everybody and having a good old time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ryan, what about you, buddy?
Well, I absolutely love opening presents. I love watching other people open the presents that I got for them.
Oh, dude, that's
Just to
awesome.
see Yeah, just see the joy on people's face. Like, I like getting new stuff.
Yeah.
But I also like it when I get to see like, yeah, I got you that and it was better than the gift you got me. So, whatever. So I kind of make Christmas a challenge. Like I always want to give people the best gift I can and without being a millionaire and stuff like that,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't really buy a lot. So I just do what I can. But that and spending time with family, watching some football and throwing back some brewskis.
Oh yeah,
Heck yeah.
there we go. And James, what about you, man?
So my favorite thing is on my dad's side. We always get together on Christmas Eve night, and I just stopped a couple of years ago. But we this particular thing, we'd always have one of my uncles would dress up as Santa, and everybody would go up and get a present and get a picture with Santa, and it was just it was really fun, especially when I was young and a lot of my cousins and I were young. Not so many young cousins anymore, and we don't really do that much anymore. I mean, we still get together on New Year or Christmas Eve, obviously,
Yeah.
but we don't do the Santa thing anymore. But that's just always a special memory,
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh
awesome.
man. So what about you, Kevin?
I'd have to say, like, I'm kind of in there in the Ryan boat. I love giving people gifts. I love the fact that we get to stay home with family. I love. Mine's gonna. Just like I said, I used to love getting gifts, but now the older I get, the more I like giving. And I
Agreed.
love seeing friends and family's faces when I hand them stuff, and like they're like, oh wow, like really, it makes me feel good inside. And it's just seems like everybody's in a lot better mood. Of course I say that now I work in sales, and not always, but but no, for the most part most people are in a lot of a joyous mood this time of year and stuff like that. And so I enjoy that. I like that a lot. And then of course, always around.
Kevin.
Oh, go ahead. What?
Oh, I was gonna say Kevin and his wife always gave the employees gifts at
Always.
at Mad Ants. Always.
Oh man, it was awesome.
I mean, you guys,
And they were great.
you guys always did
Yeah,
a bunch of work, and like we gave you guys stuff as a thank you for all the hard work. I mean, I don't feel like we could ever repay you guys enough for all the work you guys did. So
Oh, stop it.
I still have the beanie.
that's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've got my Flamingos beanie, Kevin, from the hockey team. But
Nice.
yeah, I 100%. I always feel like when Christmas time, it's like, wow, you always do a lot for me, and I really appreciate it.
Well,
Mhm.
I appreciate all you guys.
Are we getting a little
that's weird.
teary-eyed here on the podcast?
What was that?
Are we getting a little teary-eyed here on the podcast?
Who
Do you know I
knows?
never got a Christmas gift from Kevin?
What's up with that, Kevin? Come on.
All right.
Never got a
Sorry,
Christmas
Ryan.
gift from Kevin.
You and I really weren't that. You and I really weren't that close until like September of last year, and even then, it was after Colin's wedding.
sounds like
September of
next-
last year was
Yeah, that sounds a little bit before Christmas.
Right,
Kevin.
but we
That's-
weren't.
that's
We
weird.
weren't as close as we are now. We had just went
You
to
know what? It must
Colin's
have got lost
bachelor
in the
party.
mail.
Yeah, that's
Must have
it.
got lost in the mail.
That's it. No,
That sounds right.
Oh goodness.
I think I've got a good gift for you this year, Kevin. So
Aw. Oh, guys,
Uh-oh.
it will.
we might have to post on social media the minorly important gift exchanges.
Yeah,
For Santa.
There you go.
So, all right. But with that, we're gonna start actually moving into minor league sports, which is what this podcast is about. And tonight, we're gonna cover again. Right now, USL is over, so we don't have a lot of news out of there. But in the meantime, Colin, you're gonna hit us with some NBA G League news. What do you got, bud?
Absolutely. So one of the things that I saw on news about the G League this week was Memphis Grizzly player Cam Spencer. The dude scored 51 points
Wow.
with 12 three-pointers made, which is one shy of
Goodness.
the G League record. And his shooting percentage was 75% from the
75%. Was anybody
Golly.
playing defense?
Right, that's my question.
That's
They probably
bananas, man.
forgot. They probably forgot how to play defense.
Right.
Wow.
Up, man.
Holy crap. 75% and 75%, 12 you said 12 threes?
12 made.
12
Yeah.
threes, one shy of the G League record for threes made.
Goodness.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's crazy. All right. And then
So I wouldn't be surprised if that man gets a call up here before too long.
Oh, probably.
I'd hope.
He might.
That is insane numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
now that
call
we
up
have
Ronnie
the
James
story,
first.
Uh-oh. Shots fired.
dude has literally outscored Bronny James in the G League and in the NBA already.
Hey.
that and
We
he's
don't know if he's
Bronny's
played in the
outscored his
NBA
dad.
yet.
right, and so he plays for the Hustle. I'm wondering how long till the Grizzlies give him a call up.
Yeah, or we don't even. I don't even know if he's a two-way contracted player either. He could be getting called up to a different team for all we know.
Yeah, if he's a two-way, he might get actually already have like scheduled minutes that he'll play if somebody gets hurt. But yeah, no, that's insane. Wow. All right.
Scheduled minutes? I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, not really scheduled minutes, but
Yeah.
they know that they can bring people up at like for those times. Like
Gotcha.
just like Goga Batatse, they wanted to play him when he was with the Mad Ants as much as they could.
Yeah, like it's one of those that like they'll if there's an opening for him with the Pacers, like with using Goga as that example, Goga would be able to play with the Pacers if they needed him, but they would send him down to kind of give him those minutes. Although
Right.
Goga wasn't a two-way. Goga was just sent down quite a bit because of the draft pick, but same basic principle.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we got the story out of the way, here is the Showcase Cup standings, which is still going on as of right now. In the East, we have the Greensboro Swarm sitting at 1 with a record of 8-2. College Park Skyhawks are a little bit better on the record now. They were at 4th, now they're at 2nd, 7-3.
Yeah.
Capital City Go-Go 7-3 at 3rd. Westchester Knicks 4-4 sitting at 4th, and the Maine Celtics at 5th, 4-6. Now we're gonna look at the Central. Iowa Wolves at the top, 9-1.
Wow.
Sioux Falls Sky Force, yeah, that's a pretty good record. Sioux Falls Sky Force sitting at 2nd, 8-3. Motor City Cruise 6-4 sitting at 3rd. Grand Rapids Gold sitting at 4th with a record of 6-4. And the Cleveland Charge at 5th with a record of 4-6.
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Iowa Wolves are the powerhouse in the Central. Because that record is just absolutely crazy. Looking at the South, number 1, Austin Spurs 7-2. Number 2, Oklahoma City Blue 7-2. So it's 1 and 2 are tied. Number 3 is Mexico City Capitans. Mexico City Capitans at 6-4, sitting at 3rd. Rio Grande Valley Vipers sitting at 4th with a record of 5-4. And the Osceola Magic sitting at 5th with a record of 4-6. Looking at the West, number 1, Stockton Kings, just like the last time we did standings, 7-2 sitting at 1st. Number 2, Valley Suns 8-3. 3, San Diego Clippers at 5-4. Number 4, Santa Cruz Warriors at 4-5, and number 5 is the Salt Lake City Stars at 4-6.
All right.
And that is it for the standings. I will say this, in the Central, because it's the Mad Ants, they're sitting at number 6 with a record of 4-7.
All right. And it's just the Showcase Cup, so.
Yeah, it's just the Showcase Cup. We don't know if anything's going to get reset after. I don't think it will, but there's always a slight chance the records will get reset after it.
Yeah. All right. That all you got, Colin?
I have some stats if you want me to read those
Yeah,
off.
well, why not?
All right, so points per game. J.D. Davison at 27.6. Rebounds per game. Shout out to Oscar. I can't really pronounce his last name. It's like Fishwabe.
Oscar Shishibwe. He played at
Oh,
Kentucky.
Yeah, he
He is
Oscar
a
Shishibwe.
he
Oh,
is
of
a
course, Dylan
rebounding
knows.
monster. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
he played for the Mad Ants too. He's number 1 at rebounds per game at
there we
7.
go.
Dude is a monster.
Assists per game, Yuki Kawamura at 11.6. Blocks per game, Abdullah Ahmed, 3.6. Steals per game, Charlie Brown Jr. at
Hey.
4.6.
What a name.
Here we go. Field goal percentage. Caleb Johnson, 76.7 field goal percentage.
Okay.
Goodness.
All right. And now we're gonna move to the AHL. Ryan, what you got for us, bud?
Well, everyone, let's start with the player of the week. We have Phoenix Copley of the Ontario Reign. In 2 games this week, he saved 52 of 53 shots.
Wow.
That is a 981 save percentage. So
wow.
That's pretty good.
Pretty close to a shutout, yeah.
Yeah.
So good job for him, and he'll probably make his way up to the getting called up soon, playing like that. Also, if we look into the standings, we're gonna have the Hershey Bears in first place, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins coming in second, Charlotte Checkers in third, Lehigh Valley Phantoms in fourth, Springfield Thunderbirds coming in fifth, Hartford Wolfpack in sixth, Providence Bruins in seventh, and the Bridgeport Islanders rounding out the Atlantic in eighth. Going to the north, we're just looking at the top 3 here. We got the Laval Rockets, the Cleveland Monsters, and the Toronto Marlies.
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 I was right the first time.
Yep.
Hey, look at that.
If we're speaking English, it's Marlies. Okay. We ain't French here. No. Same thing. All right. In the Central Divisions, we got the Grand Rapids Griffins leading, followed by Milwaukee Admirals and the Texas Stars. Chicago Wolves are hanging down there in fifth. And then one of my favorite teams, the Manitoba Moose, down at the bottom in seventh. How can you hate the Manitoba Moose?
I love that name.
Pacific Division, Calgary. Moose. That's right, Manitoba Moose. Calgary Wranglers in first, San Jose Barracuda in second, the Coachella Valley Firebirds in third, Colorado Eagles return that cup in fourth, Abbotsford Canucks in fifth, Ontario Reign in sixth, Tucson Roadrunners in seventh, Bakersfield Condors in eighth, and the everyone's favorite San Diego Gulls in ninth, and Henderson Silver Knights in 10th.
All right.
If we look at some points coming out of the AHL, we got Vinny Hinstroza first place in points with 26 points through 18 games. And then for second and third is the Battle of the Franks. You got Frank Nazar with 24 points in 18 games and Ethan Frank with 23 points in 23 games.
Nice.
All right. Well, then that's going to move us to the ECHL. And what y'all can't see is we're currently, what's cool is Flow Hockey will do a game every now and then where they'll stream it for free. And so while we're sitting here, we're watching the Comets and the Cincinnati Cyclone. So, but we're going to move that over to James Franke, who's our resident ECHL expert. And James, what you got for us, bud?
Oh, well, I was just going to go over the standings here real quick and give you some stats here. Start with the Western Conference. We've got our favorite, the Toledo Walleye, in first place. Love them or hate them. They're usually pretty good, but 12 wins and 5 losses. Yep, every year, isn't it?
Yep.
3 overtime losses. Right behind them, we got Kansas City Mavericks, last year's Kelly Cup finalists, who came up short to the Florida Everblades. Fun fact about Kansas City, they have the Daniel Amsbury, the Diamond Hands player who played on the Comets last year. He actually got a primary assist a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good job,
Is that his first one?
Nice.
That was
he took
that was
a nasty skate to the face.
Yeah, he took the skate to the face. That was pretty graphic.
Wow. Jeez. But that's good for him. Good job.
Yep. Yep, getting it done. But third place, we got Tulsa Oilers, 12-5, 12 wins, 5 losses. And fourth place, one of my other favorite teams, the Idaho Steelheads. I've been to several games out there. I had a friend that lived out there for years. It's a great little building, a lot of great atmosphere. They're 11-7.
You have their
Moving
jersey,
on
don't
to
you?
fifth place. Yes, I have a game worn jersey.
Funny,
Yes.
funny story. I was at a game when James was at a game, for obvious reasons. We were playing the Steelhead.
Oh, yes. Good story.
James wore a jersey. He wore a Steelhead jersey when his dad is the team president of the Comets.
Yeah,
His
my
dad.
dad wasn't too happy.
Oh
about
no,
that.
no, I wasn't too happy at you. All right, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Idaho did win the game, though. I can tell you that much.
I know.
I remember
I
that.
blamed you for it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I felt weird about it after that. But anyway,
Yeah.
so fifth place, we got Wichita, 11 wins, 10 losses. Sixth place, we've got Iowa Heartlanders, 10-5-3 shootout losses. Iowa actually has former Comet goalie Dylan Ferguson, who won a Kelly Cup with us in 2021. So
Really?
he might have actually gotten called back up to the Iowa Wild, but he started out with Iowa this year in the ECHL. So then right behind Iowa, we have my personal favorite, the Fort Wayne Comets, 11 wins, 5 losses, followed by the Tahoe Night Monsters, one of the newer teams in the league, affiliated with the Vegas Golden Knights. They're 10 wins, 6 losses. Ninth place, we've got Allen Americans. Also been to Allen, Texas. It's a great environment for a hockey game. Seen quite a few down there. They're 7-8 with 4 overtime losses. Then we have one of our close rivals here in Fort Wayne, 10th place, the Indy Fuel, who are opening up a new building this month.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Fisher's
about that.
Event Center.
We need to go down there and take a look at it.
And I've heard it's kind of a Taj Mahal of minor league arenas. So yeah,
Really?
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right.
But as much as we get into it with our rivals sometimes, Toledo and Indy, they're going to have, well, Toledo's already got a really cool building, but not that our building isn't cool. But
We agree that the Tahoe Night Monsters have one of the coolest names in the ECHL.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
I like the Savannah
It's like when
logo
you-
too.
Oh yeah, the
Yep.
Savannah Ghost Pirates.
Dude,
Yeah.
Savannah's jerseys are sick. That black and neon green.
Yep. It
Yeah,
reminds
they
me
were
of
sold out
Scooby
for a
Doo.
while.
I know. Shout out to you guys, Savannah. Great freaking logo.
Yeah,
Like
good name too.
between. Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. No, it sits or it fits the city's culture. It's like I said, it's eye catching. I, as a Comets fan,
Yep.
want one of their jerseys. So like, I mean, they did their job there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, got the Savannah Bananas and the Savannah Ghost.
Oh, I know,
Pirates.
I know.
that's a pretty
Savannah's
cool
got-
minor league town. Yeah.
Yep. Nope.
They-
You know what? Executive decision live on the show. We'll cover Banana Ball.
I'm down.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
We're
cool.
gonna cover Banana
Yeah.
Ball.
So cool.
Yes.
Yeah, they always have like guest celebrities too.
Yeah.
All right. You guys heard it here first because we just decided it. All right.
Hey.
Improv.
All
Hey,
right.
what do you guys
Alright.
think about the Greenville Swamp Rabbits? Do you guys think that's a hit or miss for like logo and team name?
I don't know.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Their old
That's,
name was
you know.
the Road Warriors, so I think I don't know. There is a connection. We'd have to look that one up, or unless one of you guys knows about it, the name actually has a connection to the city. So
Okay.
Yeah.
it's a little more interesting than Road Warriors. I feel like though. So
Yeah, true.
Road Warriors just makes me think of the Road Warriors from WWF.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right.
Hawk and animal.
Any other standings, James?
Oh, yes. Back to that. Yeah.
Sorry.
We kind of got
Yeah,
sidetracked
but,
on
Man,
teams and their
we
logos.
left off on Indy. Bloomington, another new team. They're in 11th. Comets have played them for years. It's nice to have them back. Rapid City's in 12th, 5-9. Kalamazoo, another one of our favorite rivals. They're in 13th. 14th is Utah, and Cincinnati with
who's
just 2
fighting
wins.
right
But
now?
I have a feeling it's going to be 3 wins here very soon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
They're at the
Unfortunately,
bottom
yeah.
So now we move on to the East.
Yep.
So we have the 3-time reigning champion Florida Everblades at the top.
They're a
Who would
beast.
have guessed? Yes, 15-3. Then we have the team the Comets beat for the Kelly Cup, the South Carolina Stingrays. They're in second place.
They're always
That's
solid,
such a
too.
fun
Yep.
game, though.
Yes.
The
Remember-
South is always built.
Remember when their
Always.
Yeah.
arena was booked for the Kelly Cup final and they had to
Oh,
play
they
at
had
their
to play.
practice facility?
I was actually talking with Alex Aliardi and Anthony Petrozelli at the Christmas on Broadway lighting. We were talking about that, and they were talking about how unprofessional that felt.
Oh, I bet.
Mhm.
Especially because the Comets, like, didn't they steamroll them in game 1?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that's right.
so. And then
We lost
I
close.
think sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then we lost a close one, I believe, in game 2.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
lost. The one we lost was there. It's funny, they were talking about the ceilings being super low. I think the ceilings at the local Parkview Ice House in Fort Wayne were taller than the ones at this arena.
So I will be honest. I was glad that they lost game 2 because I couldn't be at game 3, and I wanted to see them win the cup in
You
person.
wanted to see it happen.
Yep. So I had tickets to game 4 and game 5 if necessary, and I wanted to see it in person. So I was hoping they'd lose game 2. But
Yeah, they
all
did.
right, is that all you have for standings there,
All right,
James?
so now I was just going to go through the rest. Leaving off, Wheeling's kind of surprised me. 12-3, third place.
That's not bad for them.
Norfolk, no, I know. Yeah, they're gotta give a little love to them. They're the Penguins affiliate, so
James is a Penguins fan, in case
Fourth.
it hasn't come out.
yes. I was gonna say, yeah, you'll find out very soon if you haven't already. But fourth place, we got Norfolk. They got 11 wins. Jacksonville's fifth, 10 wins. The Troy Riviere Lions, the only Canadian team in the ECHL, they're in sixth place. And we were just talking about the Savannah Ghost Pirates. They're in seventh. 10 wins, 8 losses. Have not lost a game in overtime or shootout. Adirondack Thunder, they're in eighth place. Long hockey history in that town, minor league hockey. Ninth, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, as we were already alluding to before. One of my favorite names of all time. In 10th place, the Orlando Solar Bears. 8 wins, 11 losses.
That's another great logo and jersey.
Yep. Oh, they've got so many good ones. And then wrapping it up, we got Reading Royals in 11th place and the Worcester Railers in 12th, Atlanta Gladiators in 13th, and at the very bottom, the Maine Mariners with only 6 wins.
Ooh. All right. Well, you might have noticed we didn't cover a story in the ECHL, and that was on purpose, because we did want to take this time. As many of you might have heard, James's dad sadly passed away about a year ago, and at the time of this, it will be almost a year, the year anniversary of his death. And we wanted to take this time to honor Michael Franke, who was the Comets president until sadly last year when he passed away. And James is going to take it away with this, but we wanted to just take a moment and honor Michael tonight on our podcast. Friend of the podcast, because I know he's affected me in many ways. And James, I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. And at the end of the day, my dad, I mean, he was big in minor league hockey, and he was big in the community, but at the end of the day, he was just dad to me. And,
Yeah.
that's probably the hardest thing. And I mean, that's why it took me so long to go to another home game. And I mean, it still didn't feel right. It was almost like, I don't know, it was almost like it was a dream. But it's really nice to have the banner with his name on it. It
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
makes it feel like he's still there, you know? Yeah.
Down to the patches that
But
were worn on the jersey and all of that. Like, I'm just gonna
yeah,
take
that
this.
was
Yeah, I'm gonna take this time
yep, that
and
was a nice touch.
just. I had the honor of being at his funeral. James and I are great friends, and and the fact of the amount of community members that were there just goes to show you how impactful in the Fort Wayne community Michael was. And and clearly not just Comets fans, although there were several there, and you could tell by the amount of black and orange worn to the
Oh,
funeral.
yeah.
But just the amount of people that were there that he had affected in a positive light. And like, it's just, I just wanted to take that moment to just show that bit of proof that like he was an inspiration to this community.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. And he was one in a million, and I like to say he was an even better father. So I was honored to be his son.
I'm honored by the impact he had on me. I remember there were times he'd come to our Flamingos roller hockey game, and he'd be yelling at the refs just as much as we were.
Yeah.
Jeez. I had several good interactions with your dad, James.
Yep, and I mean, it really didn't matter how well he knew you. I mean, he always tried to be nice to everybody, and that was it was something I try to live by.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
On a funnier story, he used to coach our roller hockey team back in high school, and he almost got into a fight one night with another team. It was so we had this team. It was they were called the Hellcats, roller hockey. Some of these guys were taking it a little too seriously, and the game actually got called. It was 6-6, and it was a fun memory. I mean, there was no fight, but not this time. But my dad, I just remember my dad sticking up to this guy, and it was pretty funny. We actually had some of my high school classmates in the stands taunting the other team. It was pretty cool, but it was something my dad was a part of, and he coached us, and it was fun. It was fun.
That's awesome. Awesome. I mean, I know for me, I got to experience it. I don't know about any of you guys that have had interactions with his dad. Dylan, I think you have. Colin, I think you have. Ryan, I'm not sure about you.
I unfortunately I did not get an opportunity.
I was just gonna say the only couple times I've really met him was when James and I were in a band together, waiting for Daisy, which was a good time. You guys still playing out, waiting for Daisy?
Not playing right now. Hope to get back into it next year, but
yeah. Anyway, just going to James's house, and he'd always be in there and always say hi and have a little conversation before we started, practice and whatever. So nothing too insensitive, but yeah, always seemed like a really cool guy. So.
Awesome. Nope. Awesome, Colin.
The few interactions I had with him, this was a long time ago during the triple overtime winter. So 2007-2008 season, the first year back in the new I.
Yeah.
The UHL.
Yep.
My dad got in a really, really bad car accident. He rolled his truck like 5 or 6 times on the way to work, slipped on a patch of black ice. And so I guess you can really say that's when me and my father really connected on like a father-son basis, was going to hockey games, because the man was always at work, working overtime, getting that extra cash.
Yeah.
And in our spare time, since he wasn't working, he was always like, "You want to go to a hockey game?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to go to a hockey game." And we would do the back then it was like $10 seats in the Pepsi zone and in the nosebleeds.
Pepsi Zone, yep.
Yep.
Yep, in the corners, yep.
Yep. So in the nosebleeds, every during intermissions, I would always go get a drink and whatnot because my dad was almost in a wheelchair. If not in a wheelchair, if I remember it correctly, I think he was at that point. But every time during intermission, your dad would always come out of that elevator, and I was wearing an old school Comet jersey. I think it was a black fireball with a red with an orange K in the middle, and it was like super old school. And every time he saw me, he's like, "I like that jersey on you. It looks great." And I said, "Thank you." And I had no idea who the man was
Yeah.
until he saw me walk out after the game with my dad. And my dad looks over, he's like, "That's the president of operations." And I said, "Oh." So literally every time your dad saw me, he always commented on my jersey. And just for him to notice that fact that I was wearing an old school jersey, I mean, I know it's a little interaction, but it still meant a lot to me at the time, who was only like 10 or 11 years old.
Right, yeah.
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 He notices the little things, and that's what made him a good
He
man.
definitely did, yeah.
Yep.
No, I've actually read stories online of some people have posted stuff about him, and that's exactly what they say. He would talk about the jersey they were wearing, and
Yep.
he paid attention to that stuff because at the end of the day, he was just a fan like everybody else. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's the thing that matters to me the most.
Yeah. One of my favorites was James. I was at your house. I had just grabbed from the team sale one of the extra helmets, and he looked at me and goes, "There you go, Kevin. You've got the same helmet as the Fort Wayne Comets." He goes, "You're gonna play so much
Yeah,
better
I
now."
remember that.
I did not, but actually, I have scored 3 goals in that helmet, so better than my average. So
There you go.
yep. So no, your dad was incredible. Or and I'm thankful for the time I got to know him. And I know, judging, I mean, you could just look. The ECHL posted about it. Other teams, rivals, the Toledo Walleye even like shared about it, and it's just good. Your dad was just fantastic, and he's greatly missed. And we're gonna take a little bit
Yep.
here and just take a moment of silence to just in recognition of Michael. All right, thanks, guys. And if you've got any stories of Michael, we'd love to hear them. But now we're going to move into the subject of tonight, which is primarily the teddy bear toss that's done in hockey. But then we'll follow that up with some just fan engagement. So, all right. James, I'm going to let you kick this off because you have the most experience with the teddy bear toss because of your connection to the hockey world, and just kind of describe what this is.
So every year, minor league hockey teams will do it's like I guess a fundraiser, not fundraiser, but a promotion where you bring your teddy bears to the game for kids that don't have anything for like Christmas. And so what you do is you take it to the game, and it doesn't have to be a teddy bear. It can just be a stuffed animal, and you go out to the game. And after the first goal is scored by the home team, you chuck the teddy bears on the ice. It's one of the rare occurrences where they actually allow you to throw stuff on the ice. So there's teams like the Hershey Bears. I think they have the record for like the most teddy bears that were ever thrown on the ice. And it's really exciting to see it in person. I've seen it at the Comets a few times. Takes a long time to clean up, but it's a lot of fun, and I think everybody gets into it.
And that's the thing about minor league sports is the community involvement. I don't believe any NHL teams do that, right, James?
No, that they do not. Nope.
It's an AHL, ECHL, and maybe even some of the minor or like even lower leagues
Yep.
below that. But like, I mean, that's just a cool thing. Like raising money and or not really money, but raising like doing a community service like that of making sure kids are
Exactly.
taken
Yeah.
care of, and it's awesome.
It just goes hand in hand with minor league sports, just being involved in the community. It's a wonderful thing. I'm not exactly sure how it got started, but I'm glad it did. It's
yeah.
And if you ever get a chance and you're going to a hockey game and there's a teddy bear toss, go to the game. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I would love to go. I believe at the time of this recording, this is December 6th. So I believe our home team, the Comets, theirs is tomorrow, correct?
I believe so. I should probably know that.
Yeah, so but I know it's coming up. But have any of you guys been there? I know James, you said you have, but like Colin, Ryan, Dylan, have you guys ever been to a teddy bear toss game? I haven't.
I think I've only been to one, and that was probably the first or second year in the E they just joined. I don't know. I'm getting older, so my mind is kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
I was at last year's.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Can you kind of
I don't think I've
describe?
ever been to one, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, from a fan perspective,
Yeah, what
Give
was
us
it
a
like?
little,
Well, you obviously you're excited. Your team just scored a goal, and then next thing you know, it's just mass chaos with all these teddy bears being thrown onto the ice, and like you guys said, it does take a while to clean up. Like, I mean, which is good because that means they're getting a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like as a fan, you're like, yes, I've always wanted to throw something on the ice, so you throw something out there, and. But yeah, it's really cool to see all those bears come flying in, fill the ice up, and the Comets players do a great job of helping to corral the bears and get them picked up. Unlike Michael Mesa of the Saginaw Spirit, who launched it back into the crowd and picked himself up a game misconduct and a 1-game suspension. But no, it's really cool just to watch and be there. And we were up in the suite, the club seats, so I did not throw a teddy bear. I feel like I would have hurt myself trying to get it out there.
Should have brought like a slingshot or something.
A giant teddy bear slingshot.
Nothing
if they stop me. If they stop me at security, they'll say Frankie told me to do it.
There you go.
Nothing matches that first goal energy for a teddy bear toss, though. That and like the only thing it matches to is to like play off overtime goals. I feel like.
Yeah. No.
I actually remember one year. I was just gonna say 1 year. I remember I was walking in a little late, and I heard the horn going off. I'm like, oh no, it's happening right now, and I'm missing it.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I was. My wife and I were at a game, and I think I missed the teddy bear toss itself. I think she saw it. So I really want to go to one where I'm actually like involved and know what's going on. But
if I were to attend a teddy bear toss, I would try and find the absolute biggest bear I could find on like Amazon.
There's always somebody that does, and I think one time I saw it took like 5 or 6 people to get it out of the ice. It was great.
That's great.
It'd take a couple throws to get it down there, plus getting it over the glass.
Could you imagine how many people get pelted with teddy bears from like people that are sitting higher up? They're like, I didn't bring a bear. You'll get one soon enough.
But what I want to know is how many times a bear is tossed into the visiting bench on purpose to hit them.
Or thrown at them.
Oh, yeah, I would totally do that.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, no, it's such a cool tradition, and that's that fan involvement that, like, you do a promotion and it gets fans involved. And I will venture out to say, this might be a hot take, but I would say minor league sports is better at getting fans involved than pro sports.
100%.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, 100%. 100.
Like, I know we are a minor
Mhm.
league sports podcast, so clearly we like minor league sports. But that
We're
is
a little
one thing.
biased, but
That is one thing I will say is minor league sports, because that's what they need to do to get the crowd into it, is get them involved more. Whereas a pro sports,
Mhm.
you don't need that as much. Like, all right, Dylan, Colin, you and I have all been to Pacers games when we were working for the Mad Ants. And Indianapolis is insane about their pro sports. Like the Colts
Oh yeah,
and the Pacers, like they are involved. But
yeah.
I will say this, whereas their home court advantage is better than a lot of teams in their respective leagues, the Mad Ants were better at getting the fans more like engaged. And I know that's a very close line between the Pacers and the Mad Ants, because the Pacers have a great home court advantage. But even when we were down with the Mad Ants, we would get the crowd more involved. And I mean, that's how we came back from that 35-point deficit.
Right.
35, 34, somewhere in there. Yeah.
We're literally the sixth man on the court, is what
Dang
they
straight.
would tell us.
Yeah. No. And because we would get the crowd involved. And James, I mean, I've seen Comets games where the crowd is literally the seventh man on the ice. 5 skaters, 1 goalie, the crowd.
Yep, it's it's like an extra person. Just gets the guys fired up, and I've seen it so many times. I feel like the Coliseum is just, I don't know, with the way the building's set up, it's just super loud. The noise just filters right down to the players, and they feel the energy. And
and there are more people that are like right there on the ice or the floor or the field, depending on your respective sport. Like it's just really, it's really good at that. And part of that might be also that like they sell some of these things to sponsors because you need more revenue as a minor league sports team to fund it. So you have to sell more of these little spotlight things that are sponsored by, Joe Schmo's Hardware, brings you this ball toss. And like, it's part of that, but it's because we can get you can get the crowd more involved, because it's back to what you said, James, in episode 1, where they feel like they are a part of the team. And like, I mean, this teddy bear toss thing just makes you feel like you're ready. You're sitting there watching the game and you're like, I want my home team to score so I can throw this teddy bear on the ice and make a difference.
Yeah, I can throw something out there and get involved without getting kicked out of the building.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen people throw stuff on the ice and get in trouble before. But
yeah, I could think of a story, but I'm not going to go.
Yeah,
some of it might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's not bring that up.
No.
After the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it's cool how the home team reacts to when they score too, and they see all the teddy bears flying on the ice. I think it was the Hershey Bears who just had their teddy bear toss tonight, and I saw the video on Facebook. And
did they just do it tonight?
I thought I saw it earlier this afternoon, so it could have been the day before. It could have been yesterday, but I could be wrong, or it could be an older video. But the players were literally sliding into the teddy bears and having a great time. That's really cool to see.
And what's really cool is that the visiting team, even though they just got scored on, they eat it up too, and like they're bringing them in and like encouraging the crowd to throw all that stuff. Like it's one of the few times.
Except that guy in Sagan.
Yeah, but
just that one guy.
But I mean, you know what I mean. Like it's cool to see the opposing team also eat it up and like, hey, look, we're making a difference.
Oh yeah, yep.
And it's
all for a good cause.
I think the Tin Caps have really good marketing on their nights too.
Yeah.
Some of their jerseys are really cool as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's possibly a whole other episode of a podcast is the specialty jerseys that are done. But I just
That would be that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
like, but it's minor league sports does a great job of getting fans involved, and that all boils back, like I said just a few seconds ago, is what James said on episode 1 is where they feel involved or they feel a part of the team. And down to, I mean, as we're sitting here right now with the Comets game being broadcast on, down to where they let one person in the beginning of the third period crank this giant siren sound, and it gets the crowd involved. And I mean, between the mascots coming up and getting you involved and getting you to chant certain stuff or drum lines. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just good. Oh, dude, so many times.
So
Mhm.
loud, man.
All right,
Yeah,
like, it's just,
Nothing but rim shots.
yep,
yeah.
yep, all
Crack.
and like, I mean, that was what Tim had charged us with the Mad Ants. That's what he charged
Yep.
us to do, is to help get the fans involved. And they wanted to put like a fan section in front of us or behind us to help engage that and get more fans involved and more like between us and the dance team, and like just that was the whole point, is to make that stadium rocking. And I think more times than not, even when the team is down, a minor league sports team is so much better at getting their crowd involved as opposed to a pro sports team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was thinking about that. In minor league sports, it's almost kind of encouraged to heckle the other team.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I
Mhm.
feel like it's a lot more of an open window than it is in major sports. So that's
Dylan,
always fun.
Dylan
One of
was
my-
very good at that.
Let's just say I think we're all pretty much really good at heckling.
Yeah, but if you had to
Yeah.
pick an all-star out of our drum line who for
Oh,
heckling,
Dylan, 100%.
yep, it would be Dylan. It's Dylan. All
Because then,
Yeah.
'cause then we could feed off Dylan and then just keep it going.
I
Just-
remember that I went to a handful of those Mad Ants games, and I heard Dylan all the time. It was I think I got to give that to Dylan. He was a good heckler.
for you
Heck yeah, man.
listeners at home. As Dylan's direct manager, there were times I had to pull him off to the side and be like, "Hey, buddy, much as I agree with you, calm down a little bit so we don't get in
Bring it down a little
trouble."
Yeah,
Well, there was that one time where I wasn't scheduled for the game. So I
there we go.
pre-gamed. Well, I pre-gamed beforehand because I didn't want to pay the beer price at the game, right? So I drank a couple beforehand, and then Kevin called me and said, "Hey, we had a snare player drop out. Can you come play?" And I'm like, "Kevin, I'm like 2 scotches deep right now."
No,
I-
you
I-
didn't tell me. You
I-
said, "Hey, I've started drinking at home because I pregame because stadium prices are expensive." And I'm like, "That's fine."
Yeah.
And then you got to the game, and you're like, "I saw you," and you're like, "Hey, I've like," and I'm like, "Just keep your mouth shut." Just.
I didn't say anything bad.
You never did, but I was worried.
Yeah, I was a little more loose that game than other games, just to say the least. Oh man,
That's a good one. I
good times.
love that. There are several stories like that, and I'm sure all of them are going to come out at some point in this podcast. This is why you
I
should
think-
listen to every
I think
episode.
I think one of the best heckles the Comets have is probably not only the goal song, but they play Monet Monet.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh, that's absolutely my favorite.
yes. All right.
Yeah,
So
that
I've got.
really gets the crowd involved.
So I have a great story related to this. Colin, remember the game we went to with our other buddy who lived in Indianapolis? In Indy, remember that?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, we went.
So, Colin and my other buddy, they were in the bathroom, and I'm sitting out there, and there is a dad wearing a Indy Fuel jersey and a mom wearing a Fort Wayne Comets jersey who is holding their or their daughter. Sorry,
Dottie.
their daughter, and she looks, and the dad just looks so upset because the Comets won. I think it was what 4-1 or something like that.
I think it was 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mom looks at the dad and then looks at the daughter and goes, "Daddy's upset because he picked the wrong team." And the daughter, who is like 3 years old, looks at the dad and goes, "Hey, guess what? Your goalie sucks."
She's literally pointing at him while it's going on. Because the Indy Fuel just happened to play that song with no intentions of anybody knowing, you know.
Yep.
Or
No,
the
they had
Comets are
a
winning, so nobody's gonna tell the Comets goalie he sucks.
one of their.
Yeah, I think they've caught on to that now with all the fans that come down to Indy from the Comets to watch games.
Well, they let fans pick the music. That was their first mistake, but
Oh,
that's
do they?
also true.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
I'm really glad they won that game, though. That's for
dude,
sure.
that was so much fun. It's also the time where Colin picked up our other buddy's cat and had scars because that cat did not want to get picked up.
Oh yeah,
nice.
it's the cat in my profile picture. Fun fact.
Every cat wants to be picked up. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
They just don't know it.
But no, like I mean,
They'll find out.
that's another one of those fan engagement things. And that is the pinnacle of minor league sports. Comets have
We'll hear it at a professional.
Yep. Comets
no.
have all sorts of things. The Tin Caps. I mean, the Tin Caps have the Bad Apple Dancers as a fan engagement piece. Like
yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's field maintenance crews, and somehow they turned guys, raking the infield into some big promotion, and it's freaking awesome. It's some of the best in-game promotions that get fans involved that you guys have seen.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, Kevin.
I think one of the Comets have really great promotions, especially in like the early 2000s.
Oh, dude, the Angry Birds
opinion.
one.
Dude, the Angry Birds one was always cool when they would put Icy in the slingshot and then just fire him down the ice rink. That was pretty cool. I'm really upset they took away the 4-wheeler though. The 4-wheeler was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, the 4-wheeler. The 4-wheeler stopped working.
Oh.
Well, I have a story for everyone.
Alrighty.
I'm ready.
About
no.
fan engagement. So here we are. We are at the Comets game, up in the Budweiser suite, and we're having a great time watching some Comet hockey, and then next thing you know, here comes Icy. Well, the person who was hosting us in the Budweiser suite was giving away some Yetis. So part of the count.
I was just gonna say, for those who don't know, Icy's the mascot of the Comets, Fort Wayne Comets. So
yeah. So the competition was the Ric Flair Woo. So here I am. Here I am in the finals. It's down to me and this other guy. The winner gets this sweet Yeti. And I swear to this day, I beat this guy. I beat this guy easily. And that bird picked the other guy to win. If anybody ever asks why I dislike Icy, the Eagle, it's because he did not rightfully pick me to win that competition.
You had the best woo?
I had the best woo.
When was that?
Easily.
That was like 3 years ago. That was the COVID Cup.
Well,
yes.
I still stand by the fact that it is not a COVID Cup.
That's what the Toledo fans will call it.
Nope, I don't see the name COVID on that.
It is an All-Star Cup.
When was the last time Toledo won a cup?
Never.
A long time.
Yeah.
Have they ever won?
Speaking of pre-gaming, I just remember pre-gaming.
I
Oh.
believe they won. I believe they won one under the Toledo Storm name, is what they were known as before the Walleye.
And the
they were
Gold
the
Diggers too,
Walleye
right?
have never.
Gold Diggers. Yeah, the Toledo Gold Diggers of the International Hockey League won 2 or 3 or 4 Turner Cups.
That's
back in
the old
70s.
eye too, right?
Yep, that's the old one. They had a lot of teams in that league.
Oh yeah, they did. Because didn't the
Toledo
old eye at? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, I was going to say Toledo Mercuries, Toledo Hornets, Toledo Blades, and Toledo Gold Diggers. I believe those were all the teams.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they had a lot of buyers and sellers.
Pick a name.
You know.
Well, Blades and Gold Diggers, it sounds like they're doing some other stuff, but
Didn't the old IHL turn into the UHL? Isn't that how that all went down?
So actually, what happened? The old IHL folded in 2001, and a few of the remaining teams merged with the American Hockey League that summer. It was Chicago Wolves, Milwaukee Admirals, Houston Aeros, Grand Rapids Griffins, Manitoba Moose.
Woo!
And
Manitoba Moose.
I don't know if did I say Utah?
You did not.
No.
Okay, I think those were the teams that joined. Yeah, we left. The Fort Wayne Comets left in 1999, but the league folded 2 years later. So
That UHL Colonial Cup win was huge for them too.
that was a fun one. That was the first one I remember. I was 8 years old.
Awesome.
That's probably that memory's gonna stay with you forever.
Oh yeah, that was quite an eventful day.
Your dad sleep that night?
Oh yeah, yep. Probably I don't know, probably more so that night. It wasn't too wild for us because my sister and I were just kids. So
Yeah, but all right.
Who has the best locker room celebration before we move?
Oh, those were fun. Those were fun.
That's
Every time I see somebody win a championship, the locker room celebrations go absolutely crazy, and nobody ever tells us stories about it.
happens
Probably
in the
for good
locker
reason.
room,
Never know.
stays in the locker room.
Stays in the locker room.
I can think of a few.
And that we might have to keep for another podcast.
Another episode. Yeah.
That's
But-
right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are running out of time. Real quickly, before we go, I do want to play. We got another story from Jesse. He's going to tell us about his memories from Michigan, about some of the minor league sports stories he's got. So real quickly, we're gonna hear from him.
So my greatest, I'd say, minor league experience probably was the Flint Generals growing up. That was like the go-to minor league hockey team in our area. They left in 07, and it's almost like a blur at this point. Like I can't really quite place like the time period in my life, and it happened so fast. And now there's the Flint Firebirds, but other than that, it was Lansing Lugnuts growing up, and yeah, the Generals games were like, that was like the creme de la creme, you know what I mean? That was like Bible. So it was a really big deal back home growing up. I remember I went home with a puck one time. This was probably 07. 07-ish, right before they left. So I was in like second grade. But other than that, yeah, man, Lansing Lugnuts games when I was a kid. They always got the win when I went in person. But yeah, one of the cooler ballparks in the country other than Parkview. But yeah, man, that's my story. So yeah, nice talking to you guys.
All right, thanks, Jesse. We appreciate that. There's some really cool stories, and we appreciate you chiming in. But as we are wrapping up this podcast, guys, real quickly, as we approach the Christmas season and the New Year, what do you because this will be our last episode before next year. We are going to take a little bit of a break for the holidays, so we apologize. But I want to give everybody a chance to say what they're looking forward to in the next year and what we're hoping to improve and stuff like that. So, Ryan, I'm going to start with you, bud.
Hey.
Hey, look at that. I'm on the spot. So what I'm looking forward to the holidays is absolutely all the food and fun and gifts and all the good stuffs. And as far as improvements, I don't know. We'll see.
You don't
That
know?
remains to be
All
seen.
right. All
I don't know if I'm gonna
righty.
improve. I'm sure I'll pick something by the end of the year.
Yeah. All right, Colin. What are you looking forward to next year, and what are some things you want to improve on?
Just going back to what Ryan said, I feel like Christmas time is when you have the most food. Obviously, it should be Thanksgiving, but I feel like during Christmas you have more food. So,
I feel like there's more variety. I feel like there's more variety.
absolutely the variety of the food, and like I said earlier in the episode, it's just all about family. I could care less about any gifts that I get from any family members, as long as I'm just there spending time. And
Exactly.
we got a lot of new cousins this year because people are popping out babies left and right, and get to hang out with them. So, and obviously, just getting on the podcast once every few weeks with you guys makes up for the spending time with you guys too. So,
yeah. All right,
Dylan?
James.
All right, Kevin.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to spending time with relatives who I don't see as often, and food, food and beverage.
Hey,
Nice.
It's the season.
Tis
Yep.
the season.
He's the season to gain 10 pounds.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
and what are your goals for next year, James?
Just I don't know, be a good person, and try to get better at hockey, I guess.
Same. All right, Dylan. What are you looking
What up?
forward to next year? What are you looking to improve?
Yeah, so like everybody said, family around the holidays is going to be awesome here in the near future. But to improve, I'd say probably just be a better husband to my wife, a better father to my kids. Just the normal stuff, I guess.
Yep.
Nothing crazy.
Yep.
How about you, man? What are you looking forward to?
Well, next year, my team actually is hosting the Winter Classic. I love the Winter Classic, regardless of who's playing. Clearly, I'm a hockey fan, but my Blackhawks are hosting at Wrigley Field, so super excited about that. Looking forward
They're in
to
about
friends,
every year,
family.
right?
Yeah, I think we've hosted the most.
Yep.
But it's an original six thing, so But no, I'm looking forward to spending some time with friends and family this holiday season. Super thankful for all of them. Looking much like Dylan to improve next year. Looking to be a better husband for my wife. Looking to improve my health, like trying to work out, lose some weight. Become just healthier in general, and just focus more on what I'm thankful for. I think that's something I want to improve on, and instead of stressing about what I'm not doing or something like that, being more thankful for what's going right. So,
Yep.
but all right,
Very
ladies
well
and
said.
gentlemen. Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we have run out of time for tonight. We are super thankful for all of you to listen, subscribe, and sharing this with your friends and family. Until next year, we will see you after the first of the year. Like I said, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I know we've only done 3 episodes, but coming up on these next episodes, we've got some cool stuff planned for you, and I can't wait to share it. But in the meantime, as Colin liked to say, cue the music. Thank you, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.